Hello, good to have you on the program again today. It's, of course, the economy today, and it's on KAFTAN television. It's a pleasure to say that we'll be here again to share the segment of, or the series of ensuring that the year ends well with us as we begin well, of course, and continue well, not just only beginning well, but continuing to ensure that the things that will go on within the year will be the way they ought to be, and that nothing should stop that flow the way it ought to be. And so today again, we are here to talk about the things we have in the enforcement, the New Year enforcement series. And this day it's series number 8 that we'll be talking about. What's the main thing? It's more startup mistakes and solutions. Okay, Chukwuanubogu here, of course, and I must say thank you for being there and for following up effectively on the program with me right away. Well, I still have Dr. James Komalafe as the resource person with whom we'll do this effectively. Of course, Dr. James Komalafe is many things in one, but above all, I just want to say right now that he's a business strategist, apart from being a behavioral change strategist as well, or coach. But right away, let's say welcome to Dr. Komalafe.
Thank you so very much. Okay, good to be here.
Right.
And good to see you out there today.
Right. This day again, we will continue and we will look at some of the mistakes out of the 25 mistakes that have been written out. We will also not forget to let you have some other things that we have got here. Last talking about our normal talk about the monetary matters. Then we'll also return, we'll also give you from the business news. In actual fact, let's begin with the business news right away, so that immediately after that, I could do a little talk about the monetary matters. Then we'll come for the discussion proper. Okay, since the monetary review is here, let's take it. After that, we'll now do the business news. Nigeria's oil output has dropped 6.3% to 1.627 million barrels per day. It has declined both year on year and month on month, falling short of budget and OPEC targets, even as prices remain above the federal government's benchmark. Data from the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, showed that total oil production, including condensate, dropped by 6.3% year on year to 1.627 million barrels per day in January 2026 from 1.737 million barrels per day recorded in January 2025. On a month-on-month basis, output also declined by 5.4% to 1.627 million barrels per day in January 2026, the Commission's latest national liquid hydrocarbon production report. The agency disclosed that the lowest and peak combined crude oil and condensate production during this month, the agency stated lowest and peak combined crude oil and condensate were 1.5 million barrels per day and 1.82 million barrels respectively, the average crude oil production. The performance indicates that Nigeria did not meet its 2026 budget benchmark of 1.84 million barrels per day, which is also predicted on an oil price of $64.85 per barrel and an exchange rate of 1,400 naira to the dollar. Meanwhile, checks showed that global oil prices dipped to about 67 barrels per day, down from nearly $70 per barrel in recent weeks, amid continued volatility in the international market. Similarly, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, reported that Nigeria's crude oil production, excluding condensate, fell by 5% year on year to 1.459 million barrels per day in January 2026. compared to 1.539 million barrels per day in January 2025. OPEC, which does not include condensate in its in its crude oil production figure, were obtained through direct communication with member countries. And of course, the report also showed that Nigeria fell short of its OPEC uptick within the period. On the prime lending side, the trend was mixed. Zenith Bank reduced its prime lending rate from 25% to 24.23%, while Access Bank maintained its prime rate at 25.50% throughout the period. We also know here that the federal government has reopened three bonds valued at 800 million for subscription. The Debt Management Office, DMO, on behalf of the federal government has reopened three FGN bonds valued at 800 billion naira for subscription at 1,000 naira per unit. According to a release by the DMO on Monday in Abuja, the first offer is a June 2032 FGN bond 7-year opening valued at 400 billion naira with interest rate at 17.95% per annum. The second offer is a May 2033 FGN bond 10-year reopening valued at 300 billion naira with 19.89 interest rate per annum. The third offer is a February 2034 FGN bond, another 10-year reopening, valued at 100 billion naira with 19% interest rate per annum. They are reopening at 1,000 naira per unit, subject to a minimum subscription of 50 million naira and a multiples of 1,000 thereafter. Payment is on the maturity date, the DMO said. It said that for reopenings of previously issued bonds, successful bidders will pay a price corresponding to the yield to maturity bid that clears the volume being attended plus any accrued interest on the instrument. The statement said that FGM bonds were backed by the true faith and credit of the federal government and were charged upon the general assets of Nigeria. They qualify as securities in which trustees can invest under the Trustee Investment Act. Well, that's it for now. We will look at the business news now before we return here to talk. Business news, please.
In a significant breakthrough for Nigeria's economy, the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has reported a dramatic decline in the country's food inflation rate, which fell to 8.89% year-on-year in January 2026. This marks the lowest level recorded in over 14 years, with the last single-digit food inflation rate dating back to August 2011, when it stood at 8.66%. The sharp 20.73 percentage point drop from 29.63% in January 2025 is seen as a welcome development, offering some relief to Nigerian households burdened by soaring food prices in recent years. The NBS report also indicated a slight easing in the headline inflation rate, which dipped to 15.10% in January 2026 from 15.15% in December 2025. This marginal decrease defied earlier predictions by analysts who had forecasted a rise to 19%. However, despite the improvement, members of the organized private sector have urged caution, attributing the change to improved food production and stability in the exchange rate rather than long-term structural economic shifts. On a month-on-month basis, however, food inflation contracted by 6.02% in January, reflecting a broader reduction in prices of key staples such as yams, eggs, palm oil, and maize. This data offers a glimmer of hope for Nigeria's economic recovery in the month ahead. implements and over 9,000 spare parts to enhance food production, improve the income of Nigerian farmers, and achieve food sovereignty, as well as revolutionize the agricultural ecosystem. Speaking during the official flag-off of the deployment of 2,000 tractor implements and over 9,000 spare parts under the renewed Hope National Agricultural Mechanization Program held in Sheda, Abuja, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, revealed that the initiative was the largest single agricultural mechanization program ever undertaken on the African continent. Senator Kyari stated that through the renewed Hope National Agricultural Mechanization Program, government is deploying 2,000 heavy-capacity tractors and over 9,000 precision implements under a rigorously engineered national framework. He, however, added that in line with Mr. President's vision, scale must drive impact, especially as the tractors are not distributed for private ownership, pointing out that they are entrusted to mechanization service providers, where each tractor, with the capacity to service approximately 600 hectares per year, becomes not just a machine, but a multiplier of productivity. In a bold move aimed at tightening the reins of Nigeria's banking system, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has issued a stinging sanction for commercial banks found using unaccredited check printers. A hefty fine of 10 million naira will be slapped on offenders with severe consequences, including the withdrawal of checks from circulation. Additionally, repeat offenders could face fines of up to 20 million naira. This announcement comes as part of the CBN's updated sanctions regime under the Nigerian Check Standard and the Nigerian Check Printers Accreditation Scheme. The Apex Bank says these measures are necessary to enhance the printers are involved in the process. The new policy is a direct response to a growing concern about the use of unverified printers, with commercial banks now at risk of severe penalties if they fall foul of the rules. Finally, on business news tonight, in a move that could leave many Nigerians facing temporary power shortages, electricity generation across the country is set to dip as scheduled maintenance on a key gas facility takes place. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has announced that Seplat Energy, a major gas supplier, will carry out routine maintenance on its production facilities from February 12th to 15th, 2026. This 4-day maintenance is part of the standard safety protocols aimed at ensuring the long-term efficiency of critical gas infrastructure. However, the maintenance will result in a temporary reduction in gas supply to the NNPC Gas Infrastructure Company pipeline network, which powers several thermal power plants. Meanwhile, the NNPC has warned that this disruption will likely affect power plants reliant on the NGIC network, including Egbin, Azura, Sapele, and Transcore, with some experiencing reduced gas availability during the period. Additionally, plants such as NDPHC Sapele, along Shogo, and Omotosho may feel the ripple effect due to broader gas supply constraints. In a significant breakthrough for
Thank you so much, and that's how we've got that. Talking about our business news, we want to look at what we also have and the topic that we've got for the day. And that's this day's topic, of course, is what you've seen, New Year's Enforcement 8, and we are looking at more startup mistakes and solutions. And there is a book we've mentioned that has to do with it. We'll talk about it and looking at that book as well from Dr. Komolafe, yes. Yes, so let's look at it now. Doctor, let's begin. We have discussed some right now. We've discussed some mistakes, and I think we have more to go.
Yeah.
Please, let's take a look at that and see what it is that is left.
25 costly mistakes startup make. most of the time when they are beginning their businesses, just for the euphoria of making money or quick money, all that. They just think because they need money, they just must do something. Let me get money quick and all of that, all those quick fixes. No, everything about business has laws, has rules, has principles. So we're saying, hey, read this book and see where your own gap analysis is. Block it so that you can reinforce your year with value. Yes, you have the good value to create. Of course, you need the market for it. And the market don't just show up until you know precisely whose need you are going to service with your product or service. So as a startup, so many things make the run for you to get profitable and to keep going. Don't just do business because of one-off. Be really all out for solutions. Be really all out in strategy. You need the systems, you need the structures, you need the style of operation. You need maybe minimum requirement, staffing method, whether real or virtual. You need all of those things by way of summary of the past. Now, what is the 21st mistake startups make? One, they make decisions without understanding timing. Timing is of great value and importance as much as your product is. When you serve the right person, even with the right product, but at the wrong time, they say, oh, good product. Okay, when we need it, we will send for you. So timing, ensure that you do your analysis very properly. And that's why, okay, it's very vital. Startups should listen to their clients. What do they need? How do they need it? And when do they need it? It matters a huge lot. Don't just because you are a startup and they say bring, still go ahead to find out the details in the design. Okay, you need my product? What time, sir? Who do I meet? To what quantity? Of course, you know the quality should stand up and stand out very cute. So please avoid making decisions without understanding time. If you are too fast, you miss it. Neither must you be too sluggish. So communication is critical. Understand very well what you are told, how you were told, what to do, and how to service your customer at the right time. Because you see, okay, at times when you are in a need, you just need 10,000 naira and you can't find it anywhere. Whoever gives you that 10,000 naira at that very pivotal moment will be like giving you 1 million.
Yes.
Now, at some other time, when you need 10,000 and the person brings it, it may not make real much of a difference. So very vital, time is of the essence. Don't joke with time so that you can always do the right thing at the right time for the right reason. Customers appreciate time. Clients don't want delay. We've said it before. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Rather, overdeliver and underpromise. That's the way it works. Because customers must win your trust. When they cannot trust you, I'm sorry, they will not be able to trace you. Not because they don't have your card, not because they don't have your address and your telephone numbers.
The interest is not there.
When the interest is not there from their own end, and they say customer is king, although behavior too is also king. So your behavior matters. If customer is king, then give them the right behavior in your capacity to offer service. or your product. Mistake number 22 is treating relationship as emotional instead of being strategic. I've seen a young guy who said, that company is my friend that has it, and he's engaging me. And because he's your friend, you begin to misbehave. You are not wise, neither are you smart. And when you do such things, it's a mistake. You'll soon be fired. I like what one guy did in his company. He engaged his classmate, and they started working together. And he took things for granted, just on the platform of the fact that, oh, we were schoolmates, even when I make mistake. It was one the first time. The second time he did it, he was shown the way out. And he said, but we are friends.
This is business.
This is business.
You don't bring that into business.
And okay, the business terrain is an unforgiving environment.
Yes.
If you do it wrong, you get it. You get the impact wrong. So he was fired, shown the way out. He said, how can my friend treat me like this? And we've been friends for ages. Business doesn't know friendship. So please put a mark of separation between friendship and transaction. You want to do transaction, please be neat, nice, humble, straightforward. Tell it as it is. You are not going to be able to deliver at the right time. Say it beforehand. Please don't play hanky-panky there. Do the right thing at the right time. Treat relationship not as just casual, but be very strategic. What is required of you? What time? How and when? Where do you need to be present? Where do you need to be absent? Where do you need to delegate people? And where do you need to show up? You are invited to make some supplies by some high network, and that is not the right time to send someone else. Subordinate. I beg, go and deliver. And when you get to that company, ask for my friend. And you see, your friend may be meeting with the CNC or number one.
Yes.
And they say, okay, is that the friend you said? And by the time you say, they said, no, it's staff. You say, you mean he is not aware that he was going to meet with me? And you miss out on so many opportunities in so doing. So please, don't do business with big manism, with emotion on the negative, and this emotion having to do with you overvaluing yourself above your service or product. Service must be in humility, dignity, and of course some level of authority from your end. And this authority is not the one you force yourself on people, but authority in the fact that you know what you are doing and you are doing what you know the best. That is very vital in the business palace if you must not run into error while running the errands of ministry. Oh, I say ministry. Errand of business, which is also ministry to people's needs. It's a ministry on its own. Then number 23 is avoiding difficult conversation with customers or team. Please be cute, calculated, and curious to hear what your customer is saying. Don't do as if you don't like them making criticisms over your service, over your product. Listen with all rapt attention and hear what the gap is. And please be very sincere. And then, okay, on very many occasions, startups pretend. And then they like ignoring or explaining away. Where you must apologize, please do it with all sense of humility and responsibility. Don't just wave it aside and say, we will not have even made that mistake if not this, if not that. They said there is an error. Accept it.
Accept the error.
Accept the error. Take responsibility.
After all, the error came from your side.
Even if it doesn't come from your side. And never much should point accusing fingers. The customer is always said to be right. Where you know the customer is not right, don't just say, sir, that's a bogus lie. And you are telling your client is making a bogus lie, then you are taking it personal and all that. So in business balance, please be all ears. Be all eyes, but don't be all mouth. If you are all mouth, then you
can as well lose the
you
entire
lose
business.
the transaction
Lose the entire business.
while you gain the what? The conversation. Your essence is not to win conversation while marketing, but to get the transaction so that at the end of the day, you have value for your time and for the service that you are rendering. So startups, either in ICT, roadside business, whatever, infotech, whatever business you are starting, please know some of these variables and keep to them very stringently so that there will be no accusing finger pointed at you. And neither must you point it to your client or customer, no matter what emotion you find them displaying per time. You must be the one who understands the emotional realities and content and also maturity of your client. You can imagine a situation where you come to your client and you meet him on the edge. He's just angry and bitter, maybe because a customer just offended or did something he or she doesn't like. And why in that fit of anger and bitterness, you happen to come around. Please interact. Please engage from that standpoint. Don't just sit aloof and sit aside and say when it's true. You came for business and it is business you are going for. No, that's abnormal. That's amoral, immoral, unethical. Let me say it this way. Participate in what your client is doing. Show empathy, not sympathy. Don't say, oh, yeah, sorry, you. No, customers don't want that. Oh, it can be better. And if you must say sorry, say it in a courteous way. Oh, sorry about it. Sorry about that. It can be better. It will be better. Oh, I saw you were really mad at that man. He will say, don't mind the stupid man. You have just entered that discussion. And that will pave way for your own interaction. But where you completely just ignore that and you think you came for business and it is business all the line, then your customer can just be thinking and saying in his mind that this guy has no human feelings. I even thought he was going to find out what happened and all that, and he will put a word or two. He just came and he came for his own business. I also showed him the way out. We hear people say that. So please, emotional intelligence is very key in transacting with any customer, whether at high level, intermediate, or low level. Please interact with people. Interface, get to hear them out so that you can intervene with your services and products. And you see, most times, okay, where you see an anger coming out of your customer is also another line of business for you. Because the other side of tail in a coin is what? The head. And of course, if your customer is raking and angry over something, just chip in a word that will bring him all out so that you can see his good, bad, and ugly. Give him some counsel, some advice, some recommendation there, and before you know it, you are hitting another jackpot. You are creating service for him, value chain reality, and then you are also solving his problems. You are linking him with somebody who you know can also deal with that fact. So it matters a huge lot in business balance. Please create room for interaction. Take responsibility for everything. The one you did, the one you did not do, the one you caused, and the one you did not cause. Never apportion blames, even when they tell you, when you hear something you did not even directly do. Just find a way of saying, sorry, I don't think we did it. Don't just say, no, we did not do it. Oh, that's a bogus lie. Oh, you are poor. You have no courtesy in your conversation. And where you are failing in those little things, people will just come and look at you by the side and say, Kai, this guy is crude, oh. And he has good products, oh, but he's crude. That is word for you, you've just had. And it can tell on your transaction, it can tell on your conversation, and of course, sustainability of your business. Very vital. And then don't plan business, and which is of course another error, number 24. You just plan business for a short put thing. Hey, fill in the gap. Let me quickly do it before I go to school. Let me quickly. No, no, no. Plan for long-term sustainability. And how do I mean? You can always ask that somebody will take it over from where you're stopping if perhaps you have something to do after some business time. You can help somebody to come up through that. You can start mentorship by it. You can help a young chaps out there or whoever to take up that business, and it grows continually. So plan for long term. Business balance is not a 100 meters dash. So when you plan long term, then you'll be able to put structure in place and know that this thing has come to be, and by the grace of God, the business can even outlive you. There are still businesses we have everywhere whose founder is long gone, centuries ago.
Yes, of course.
Still thriving and working.
All the beautiful drinks we take in the country
drinks
today,
we take around,
they are
Coca-Cola,
the producers of
and all of that, Toyota, Kawasaki, Honda, some of these are human beings. They are names of human beings. So please, when you do business, look at long term. Create the bigger picture reality. Oh, in 10 years' time, this is where I want to take this business. In 5 years' time, I want to see this business hitting these coastal waves and achieving this and that. So please, vision is very critical. Don't just seek to optimize short-term comfort at the expense of long-term investment. And then startups invest in relationship in business. Invest. Use your current customer to leverage some other customers they can find around and you can find around, and make sure it is service as its peak. Not just anyhow. Oh, they rushed me. That's why I didn't label correctly. No, please, excellence is the word. Supply excellently. Produce excellently. Serve excellently. Deliver excellently. Don't be found with a fault. And where you identify a fault, please be so fast and swift to acknowledge. Acknowledge it and take 100% responsibility. Don't say, oh, don't mind some of these my guys. Can you see what the stupid boy did in labeling? You are saying stupid boy, but it's still your responsibility. Just say, oh, we're very sorry about this. This is us. It is us that did it, and we are correcting it. This time, kind of stuff will never come out. And number 25, mistake is failing to design for sustainability from the start. The journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with a step in the right direction, of course. So, what are you aiming at? What societal problem do you hope to fix, given your solutions? And you see, the more the challenges and the gaps and the situations you have around, the more opportunities you have around. And that's why, in the words of my friend, Mr. Francis says, money is on the street of Nigeria. That the street of Nigeria is paved with gold, and there is money everywhere on the street. The problems you can see, the challenges that you have, or some other people around you have, are all opportunities for transaction. And you never can transact where your attitude is not in harmony with the rules of transaction. So please, know the rules of the game, keep to it. It doesn't matter where you are starting from. That's why we call it start up. How do you start? You start up. Oh, you say, doctor, I don't have enough money. What you have is enough. Okay, possibly it's not even money that you need first. You need manners. The good manners, the culture of business, enterprise, and then manners in your relationship with people. It matters a whole lot. Where your manner is intact, and then you want to do business in order to make meaning. Wow. That's where you'll be hitting the ground solving problems. That's where you will be coining out solutions for various situations. And where you have situation on ground that you can analyze so well, and you carve out the solution for it so well too, and you then say, okay, the third is you are looking for the strategy to engage by which you can join situations to solutions through strategy. What happens? Business line is open for you. Then you can transact. Then you can bring out your wares, your services, and engage meaningfully. And where you do meaningful engagement and you create value to solving problems, what happens? You are going to be rewarded for such. And that is still the storyline of business at any level. FANAFI. And okay, can you tell me what FANAFI is? Find a need and fix it.
I remember I added T to it. FANAFIT.
FANAFIT. Fan it, a feed. Very vital. Find a need and fix it. Instead of waiting all day and praying. Praying alone. Prayer is good and great.
Yes.
But that is one leg in the equation. You also plan to play your own role. So that when you pray and God opens your eyes to see needs somewhere, find out how best you can be the one to provide solution to that need, and then money will come to you. You are giving power to make wealth. You are not giving wealth, but you are giving power to make it. So use your own power of information. Maybe next episode we should show people power that they have to make wealth. There are about 15 of them.
Okay.
And that session,
the next topic.
We'll look at it so that your own wealth, you make it. Okay. Don't run away from you see, as you are woven from your head to your feet, you are a wealth creator. And you have 15 windows to make wealth happen. So if you are poor, you are the cause, not anything else.
Well, I also want to mention straight away, sir, that
yes.
One of our numerous viewers that is also a startup
yes.
has expressed happiness with what is going on the program.
Thank you very much.
And wishes that it will go on. We'll continue with
we'll
this.
We'll continue, especially on lively matters.
Yes, and of course, do watch the previous ones. It's on our social media networks, and you definitely learn a whole lot.
This is episode number 8.
Yes, this particular startup, the person that is in charge of that startup, this particular fellow, is Fatima Mohammed. I want to thank you for being part of it, for watching. And
thank you, Fatima.
Please go on. Definitely, there will be times in the future when you have a physical session with
yes.
resource person here, because
I sense that Fatima Ahmed has some lines of businesses woven within her that she doesn't know how to go about it. We're here for you. Yes. Just keep on the conversation after the session with us on KAFTAN TV social media, and then we engage with you, and you get startup something good there.
We also have received some messages from. I received a call, really, a message from someone that's also watching from Britain.
Wow.
That is part of this program. I want to thank you, George, for being there and seeing what we're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, George, for hearing us. And I believe there are 1 or 2 things we want to start up there, either directly or indirectly. We're here to package it for you so that you can manage it well without the damage.
Yes, we'll manage it well without the damage. That's it. That's another important one.
And where you find the damages is still another line of business for you. So business keeps you busy. Busyness keeps you busy creating value. Of course.
Yes. That's good. Well, we're still on, and the program is about to round off. But then before then, we are talking about the fact that there are 25 mistakes that startups make.
Which is in the book everybody
yes, which
can
is in
get.
the book that we have seen, which you can find online. And by then, if you need a physical copy, then that means you will come to me so that I'll be able to help you reach out to Dr. James Komolafe. But then definitely it's online, and you can always find out how.
Yes, it's online. You can download it on Paystack. Just go to Paystack and put this. It will download for you.
Paystack, yes.
And then you can even take the assessment there, self-assess, look at where you are, and see the lines of businesses inside you without the stress. Don't just desire to be rich, to have money and all of that. You need to do it. Maybe before we are done, we should also let everyone out here to know 7 candid truths every startup must know, every founder of anything must know if you must get going for long-term sustainability. Number 1, growth. I'm weak here. As you grow, your point of weaknesses will be shown. Service down the line is critical. And then relationship move and it dies, it replaces itself with the children. Well, that's a principle there. At least it multiplies. But we are saying service old relationship, keep them aglow, and then you will be happy for it. And then systems outperform effort. Put systems so that some of those early struggles you can avert it, you can avoid it. Okay, we have somebody at sales department, we have somebody doing marketing, we have this, we have that. Not you running everything and then shortcuts could be very expensive. Don't go through shortcut. Be procedural, go through the process, and then people will be happy with you that you are doing the right thing. And then sustainability, last but not the least, is very intentional.